All right, so let me talk a little bit more about some other types of people that I try to avoid. I was talking the other day about people who just argue all the time, just always want to challenge everything you say when it's just not that deep, right? I was talking about that the other day. Now I want to talk about another type of person, maybe even sometimes the same person that I try to avoid. And that's people who just complain all the time. Now, here's the thing. As you go through life, at some point, you're going to find that you're going to have to complain about something, right? Something's going to happen and you're going to have to deal with it. And the way you deal with it is by first making a complaint and then resolving the issue. And then once it's resolved, you can move on. And that's just how life goes. And that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but it just is what it is, right? But then there are people who just love to complain. I mean, they will just pick anything to complain about. They will complain about whatever it is. They've got nothing good to say. No matter what happens, no matter what you do, no matter whatever it is, they've got nothing good to say. Everything's a complaint. Like, the best thing they will say is some kind of backhanded compliment. You know what I mean? It's that type of person. Like, something's always wrong. And they don't necessarily complain in an angry way, right? But they will say something as some kind of snide comment, or basically there's like an air of entitlement behind what they're saying, you know? So, for example, you might know somebody at your workplace who will come in and say something like, why is the paper never stacked? Oh, I'm always having to stack the paper, you know, something like that. And it's like, bro, just stack the paper. Like, it's not that big a deal. Stack the paper. Like, if the paper's not stacked and you want it stacked, stack it. Clearly, you care enough about the paper being stacked, and you might be the only one who cares about the paper being stacked. Stack the paper. It's that sort of thing. They'll just pick whatever it is and they'll complain about it. And they'll try to act like they do so much around here. They do everything around here. You know, that type of person. And the truth is, they do little to nothing around here. It's that type of person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you know at least a few people like that. The type of person who acts like they're just so much better than everybody else, that they know so much more than everybody else, that they do way more than everybody else, when the reality is they don't. You know? They just bring it up as if it's the truth, but it's not. Now, I was talking about backhanded compliments a little minute ago. Now, that's one of the ways you can spot an insecure person. The type of person that can never say anything good about anybody but themselves is an insecure person. Like, people who can never give you a compliment, insecure person. People who are never happy for you, insecure person. Like, you could clean the house, clean the car, clean the windows, do the dishes, vacuum, laundry, shopping. You can do all of that and they'll complain that you put the vacuum cleaner on the left side of the cupboard instead of the right side of the cupboard. You know, it's that type of person. So yeah, that's the type of person that I try to avoid. Because here's the thing, life is going to give you all kinds of negativity just anyway. Don't get me wrong, you get a lot of positivity in life too, but the reality is you're going to get a lot of negativity throughout your life just anyway. You're going to deal with a lot of stress, a lot of things testing you. You're going to have to deal with that just anyway, right? So when it comes to people who you just don't actually have to be around, when it comes to people that do nothing but drain your energy, avoid that. Like, if you can cut them out completely, cut them out completely. But if you have to be around them on any level, limit your contact with them. Like that old phrase, energy vampires. These people will drain you. And when you realize that they do nothing for you that you actually need, then you fully realize you don't need to be around that person. If you're going to deal with stress, but at the end of that stress, there's something really positive that's worth going through that stress for, I get it. But when you're dealing with stress and then you get nothing at the end of it, bun that. Bun that. There's just certain people that you just do not need to be around, that do nothing for you. And as far as I'm concerned, that's people who love to argue and people who love to complain. And there's other types of people as well, but that's another video.